some people, I would say, are very naive about what's going on. I think the American public in general are very naive about what's going on. In power, there is positioning, counter-positioning, strategizing, counter-strategizing, maneuvering, manipulating. There's all that goes down in power in all these arenas, politics, economics, legal arena, all this. Yeah, so it's real. The game is real.
Million mother years of pimp.
The creation of civilization has the ingredients of this pimp-hoe relationship, even to biblical proportion.
I don't need to kill anyone. I think it.
Every scenario in life, somebody's a pimp and somebody's a hoe.
Yeah, I mean, those are all levels of the game. If we look at it from the micro to the macro, we're going to find it applies on many levels, and that's kind of what I was doing, was showing how, these different realms kind of corroborate the same truths when you start to, look at, the comparisons.
Today's class will be dealing with ghetto physics in a broader sense, from the actual physics to the mythical. See, in physics, the conversation is about electrons, neutrons, protons, and the forces or relationship between them. Whereas in ghetto physics, our protons and neutrons are the basic personality archetypes.
I wrote a book back in 2003 entitled "Will the Real Pimps and Hoes Please Stand Up? Peeping the Multi-Level Global Game." So I was actually studying archetypal psychology at the time, and I found that in studying traditional mythology, folklore, universally in all cultures we see these primary role patterns that show up in the makeup of everyone's mythocosmology. There's stories about how the world came about, king, queen, leader, warrior, hero, fool, trickster, lover. We'll find these roles in all stories, in all cultures. I had a chapter in my book called "We Create Our Reality from Metaphysics to Ghetto Physics."
The street always takes the most complex situation and distills it and has a way of mainlining it. So I hear when you quote the street, what in 7 words, what it took me 70 words, and the rest of the culture to express.
Let's unite, let's don't fight, and let's get the money right.
The term ghetto, that's going to resonate with people who hear that, and it impacts them in a certain way. But then you got physics at the same time, A lot of people, it's dealing with the synthesis of realms. That's what the conversation is dealing with. As a matter of fact, my partner, William Arntz, who co-wrote, directed, and produced the film with me, his film, What the Bleep Do We Know, is about the advent of the quantum worldview and its impact on the average person. What I started with was, in the nature of the game, it comes down to this. You can cry all you want to, but it's not going to be like they say, why don't we do less pimping this year and let the hoes catch up? It's going to cost you, more as we go 3, 4, 5 years down the line to get a gallon of gas, to buy a house, to get a bag of groceries. Halliburton's going on a bigger contract, the State Department's going to tell you a bigger lie. That's the way the game goes. So you got to, expand your own understanding of your game and how you interact. You know what I'm saying? Too often the people who are in a disenfranchised position, we get looped and then cycled into patterns of operating that circle us right back into the disenfranchised position. So it's about, spurring on, awakening, and unleashing your game. Like, expand yourself, be about it. Be about it. And that's what this is. This is putting it in your face. It's saying the game is not going to stop, and there are no apologies about it. You've got to unleash. So, when it comes down to it, when the smoke clears, somebody's going to be scratching their head, and somebody's going to say game down, generally. And that's that's a very general overview, but this is the reality of it in the political arena, economic, legal arena, whatever game you want to talk about. Understanding the universe, expand your understanding so you can get out, so you can expand your way of operating in the world effectively.
I think this entire conversation is insulting to me. I'm sick and tired of being called a hoe. Maybe you need to get bitch slapped. We can be victims of other people's games or masters of our own destiny.
I think we need to see in general like what's going on in the world we live in, because it's hegemonic dynamics, power. You're operating with power every day. You're interacting in a society, and it's all about who controls and wields, what resources and what assets, and, what kind of access do you have? The game is about access, you know. If you don't have access, you can't get through that door. You slide the card and it won't let you through, you know, and you see people who are living at an incredible level every day. And then you see the disenfranchised and they barely getting by, you know, and the manipulation that's coming down from the top is, you know, enacting and perpetuating, engaging policies that just keep it encircling off that so they can just feed and you know, the game just keeps on going.
We can be victims of other people's games, or we can define the rules of the game for ourselves. And we can become masters of our own destiny.
The victim archetype always has the experience of being treated unfair, and the world is just unjust and wrong. And it's the coldest dead end you want to fall into, because you either trade out or get suckered out of your innate ability to create and shape your world the way you want it.
When people start to look at how many levels that we're showing that the game exists all around you and putting it in your face like in a nitty-gritty, cut-to-the-chase way.
If they're serious about democracy, then have a democratic government that says America can't touch our oil, ever. Should they reinvade that place overnight? In the name of what? Freedom, liberty, and all the other empty rhetoric.
So I think it's going to spur on critical thinking and perhaps unleash some creative intelligence. It's about awakening what's dormant inside so you can make better choices on your own. I'm just real about it. You know, I come from the hood and I see what's going on, and, you know, it just inside of me, you know, I'm woven into the we. I'm an I, but I'm woven into the we, so it's not just about me. I understand the we is older than the I, and I see what's going down, and I'm going to launch. This is like from my soul, I'm doing this.
Stand up, please stand up. The real pimps and hoes, man up, woman up, would you please stand up, please stand up. Man up, woman up, won't you stand up.
My name is E. Raymond Brown, filmmaker, author out of Los Angeles. GhettoPhysics with Real Pimps and Hoes, please stand up. You're watching Reelblack TV. Get down with it. This is it.
The game don't change, only the players do.